Hello, it's Bastian, and today we're going to talk about micronations. What are micronations? Micronations are countries that declared independence that are not recognized, not to be confused with microstates, which are recognized. Micronations are not unrecognized states which are bigger than micronations. Transnistria is an unrecognized state, Luxembourg is a microstate, and Molossia is a micronation. Micronation number 1, Molossia. The name is obviously Molossia. The official name is the Republic of Molossia. The website is molossia.org and the president is Kevin Barr. Now I'm going to show you Yes theories. He started a country in the US nobody noticed. And this video shows places in Molossia.
I see the flag. Oh, there he is. Oh my God, this is the coolest moment.
Hi guys.
Yes, Barry? Yes. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic. We're so happy to be here.
I'm President Kevin Ball, President of the Republic of Molossia. Sorry, it's my first day. And this is my lovely First Lady, Adrienne, Chief Constable Alexis. She's in charge of law enforcement here, so behave yourself.
We came bearing gifts.
I've always wanted one of those.
Oh my God! That is fantastic.
Well, if I wasn't diabetic before, that's absolutely amazing. Awesome. Thank you.
What a great welcome. Very happy people. Whoa. This is customs. This is the art piece that I connect with very, very deeply. Let's get into it.
Yeah,
I want to
absolutely.
go back to 1977
Mhm,
and just
absolutely.
what is in President Kevin's mind.
So Molossia was originally founded on 26 May 1977. Back then it was called the Grand Republic of Volstein. My friend James was the king and I was the prime minister.
How old were you at that
15.
point? Wow.
And you know, it shows how much you know 15 about governments and everything. So, welcome to the Republic of Molossia.
We made it.
That's right. Behind you is the United States, over there too, and probably over there too, all around us. But when you stepped off that street into the driveway, you entered a foreign country. That's right. We saw this movie called The Mouse That Roared. It's about a tiny country that invades the United States, expecting to lose, because when you lose a war with the U.S., they come in and fix your country up, right? They fix your roads and all that kind of stuff. You know, instead they capture this little bomb and become the most powerful country on earth, so they win. And we were really struck by the imagination and creativity of that idea. So simply, we just wanted to have our own country. The Republic of Molossia is what's called a micronation, which is a tiny self-declared country located fully within the United States, surrounded on all sides by that nation. We obtained property within Nevada in 1998. This became the home to our country, and we've been going strong here ever since. Raised the flag, as you see.
We saw it from a distance too.
Yeah, that's right. That's the idea. Molossia is not like a separatist thing, or we have a problem with the U.S. government. Or, no, we just want to explore the idea of what makes a country and what can we do with that idea of having our own nation. It's really whatever you, as the ruler of your micronation, think that the country should be. Whenever you enter a nation like ours, you pass through customs. This is Fred, our customs guy, and that's right, he is a mannequin. All of our civil servants in Molossia are mannequins, and that's because they don't go on strike and they don't ask for raises and take long breaks or anything like that. No complaints from these guys. Fred does have a few rules that he would like you to know when you come into the country.
Detonating a nuclear device within the nation will result into a 500 Valora fine. It is illegal to play percussion instruments in any bathroom, and sunshine is guaranteed to the mask.
That's right. It's important to understand that our weather is always perfect here. However, we're so close to the U.S. border, their crappy weather blows in all the time. So it's kind of important to have a sense of humor when you have your own country, so that maybe the big giant country around you that has a lot of law enforcement and military doesn't get mad at you and decide to come shut you down. I'm not saying any names, but they're right over there. Now you're thinking these are really odd rules. Actually, all these rules were adapted from the United States. That's right. Every single one of these rules is on some book somewhere over there, over the border of the U.S., including the detonating a nuclear device thing. It's illegal to set off an atom bomb in Salinas, California. Otherwise, they're going to give you a really big fine. I'm not really sure who's going to be left to give you that fine. I mean, catfish are banned. We were going to be in a magazine called FHM, and they bumped the article about Molossia in favor of an article about guys that catch catfish with their hands. So check your pockets. Make sure you don't have any catfish. We'll be checking. It's a dictatorship.
It's the most elaborate art piece of all. Like all these little things that adds the humor to the setup of the country and kind of exposes the outside the world too.
Oh, there's definitely a little bit of satire here in Molossia. Molossia does not have an air force or an army, but we do have a navy, the Molossia Navy, and this is me aboard our former flagship, the MS Wombat. Turns out that when boats get holes in them, they sink, so that's why it's the former flagship. Not always automatically poking fun at the U.S., but I mean, they set themselves up as a target a lot, so they really do. Okay, so this is the Bank of Molossia. That's right. We do have our own bank because we have our own currency. Our Molossian currency is called the Valora, and our money is not based on something useless and worthless like gold or silver or platinum, something of real value, chocolate chip cookie dough. As these guys well know, having brought us about 700 pounds of the stuff, I'm already working out what kind of holiday we're going to have with that. That's a lot of cookies. I really hesitate to use the word hobby, but a lot of folks have hobbies, and so they like skiing. So let me take it to that next level so I can get up to Black Diamond or whatever it is. You know, in Molossia, we want to take it to the next level, see what we can do with our nation. And this is Molossia's jail. This is where we put folks that have committed offenses against our nation. We're looking for somebody who might have, oh, I don't know, brought contraband into the country. Like maybe that guy. You didn't bring your passport, but you did bring a catfish. You brought a walrus.
Oh my God.
And into jail you go, sir. That's it.
Well, that was our stint in jail.
You can hear them. Yep, they're there. They're very happy political prisoners. Isn't that great? All right, shut up.
This is why he's a boss. Proudly mined by happy political prisoners. If that's not a commentary on the state of prison system in the US, I don't know what is. Like, it's so good. It's almost like going to one of those like interactive museums that kind of created different worlds for you, except he's just fully owning the fact that that different world is his own country.
This is an air rocket. You come over and stomp on it, and we'll give you a certificate making you, wait for it, an honorary Molossian space cadet. There you go. Yeah. Where did it even go? Oh, there. All right, who's next?
Oh yeah, best astronaut in Molossia right now.
The more you look around, the more you realize the layers of humor and of trying to make it feel as legit as possible while still being, you know, keeping a sense of humor.
It makes you think about the state of the world.
The full video is in the top right corner. Fun fact, did you know Molossia has a colony called the Farfalla colony? Another fact, Molossia is at war with a country that does not exist, East Germany, and on Molossia's website you can buy war bonds and support the war. He may be doing it for money, or he's crazy, or a combination of both, which I think. More crazy things about Molossia in the top right corner. So that is Molossia. Next micronation, micronation number 2, Sealand. The name is obviously Sealand. The official name is the Principality of Sealand. The website is sealandgov.org. And the prince is Michael Bartes. Now I'm going to show you Dirac Adam Thomas's Sealand, the world's smallest nation, which will tell you facts about Sealand.
On July 15th, 1997, fashion designer Gianni Versace was shot and killed on the steps of his Miami Beach mansion by one of the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives. Days later, a car was found containing some of the personal effects of the killer, including a passport from the Principality of Sealand, a country no one even knew existed. Or was Sealand even a country to begin with? During World War II, the United Kingdom built a series of forts in the North Sea in an attempt to defend vital shipping lanes against the Germans. One such fort, Ruff's Tower, was erected roughly 7 nautical miles off the coast of Suffolk. Fast forward to the 1960s, the forts had been vacated by the government, making them available to radio DJs trying to meet a growing demand for pop and rock music not being catered to by BBC Radio. 2 of these so-called radio pirates, Paddy Roy Bates, operator of Radio Essex, and Ronan O'Reilly, operator of Radio Caroline, began occupying Ruff's Tower. Differences between the two emerged, however, and Bates seized the tower as his own. Members of Radio Caroline then attempted to take back the fort, but Bates and his crew held the fort with guns and Molotov cocktails. Following the attack, Bates and his family decided to permanently relocate to Ruff's Tower. However, before they could even finish decorating their new home, a ship carrying British Royal Marines ordered Bates to surrender and vacate the fort. Bates refused and established his own nation on Ruff's Tower. On September 2nd, 1967, Bates declared independence, and the Principality of Sealand was born. Sadly, this declaration of independence was largely ignored until a year later when Roy's 15-year-old son Michael fired warning shots at workmen who were servicing a navigational buoy near the platform. The next time Roy and his son Michael set foot on the mainland of the United Kingdom, they were arrested on weapons charges. However, British territorial claim at the time was judged by how far a cannon could shoot from land into the North Sea, in this case 3 nautical miles. Since Sealand was more than twice that distance away from the mainland, the court ruled that the fort laid outside of the United Kingdom's jurisdiction, and thus the case could not proceed. So that's it, Sealand's a country, right? Well, not exactly. Many micronations like Sealand cite the 1933 Montevideo Convention when attempting to legitimize their sovereignty. This convention came up with 4 criteria for legitimate nations: a permanent population, a defined territory, a government, and the capacity to enter into relations with other states. Sealand has the Bates family as a permanent population, Ruff's Tower as a defined territory, and Roy Bates has also established some semblance of a government on the structure. The tricky one, and the one that often trips nations up, is number 4. In August 1978, the self-proclaimed Prime Minister of Sealand, Alexander Achenbach, hired German and Dutch mercenaries to attack Sealand while Roy Bates and his wife were in England. Achenbach and the mercenaries stormed the fort with speedboats, jet skis, and helicopters and took Michael Bates hostage. However, Michael was able to use weapons stashed on the platform to escape and retake the fort, capturing Achenbach and his mercenaries. Achenbach, a holder of a Sealand passport, was charged with treason and was held on the fort as a prisoner unless he agreed to pay the Bates family $35,000. The governments of the Netherlands, Austria, and Germany petitioned the United Kingdom for the release of the German citizen, but the UK denied the request, citing the 1968 case which ruled that Sealand was outside of their jurisdiction. Germany then sent a diplomat from their embassy in London to Sealand to negotiate the release of Achenbach, a gesture in which the Bates family claims proves their capacity to enter in relations with other states, while also proving Germany's recognition of Sealand as a sovereign nation. So, the UK conceded that Sealand was outside of their jurisdiction, Sealand fulfills the 4 requirements of the Montevideo Convention, and has de facto recognition from Germany. Now it's a country, right? Again, not really. The sad truth is that no one really cares about the Montevideo Convention. Whether or not a nation's sovereignty is recognized comes down to whether or not other recognized countries recognize them. To date, despite the 1968 court case and the negotiations with the German diplomat, no country recognizes Sealand as a country, and therefore, it is not a country. In 1987, the UK extended its territorial waters from 3 nautical miles to 12 nautical miles, thus including Ruff's Tower within its jurisdiction. However, despite this lack of recognition, the Bates family has stood by the fact that Sealand is its own sovereign country. They have their own constitution, proudly fly their own flag, and had their own passport. That was, of course, until Versace's murderer was found possessing one in 1997, and Prince Roy immediately revoked all of the passports that had previously been issued. Prince Roy died in 2012, and his son Michael has assumed the title as the monarch of Sealand. After nearly 50 years, a tense court ruling, and a hostage situation, Sealand still proudly stands in the North Sea as the world's smallest country that isn't.
The video is in the top right corner. More Sealand facts. Number 1. Cuba off the east coast of the UK, a phrase once alterated by the UK government about Sealand. Nationals, the Sealand flag has reached the highest peak on 4 continents, including the summit of Mount Everest, and we have an embassy in Argentina. So that is Sealand. Next micronation number 3, Liberland. The official name is the Free Republic of Liberland. The website is liberland.org/en/. The president is Vitledlichka, and the chancellor is Thomas Walls. So, for more information about Liberland, please click in the top right corner because there's only so much information I can fit in this video, though I'm gonna be talking still about some things about Liberland. So this is the map you would probably see between Croatia, Serbia and Hungary. It shows the border dispute, but this map doesn't really show what's really happening on the ground. So this map is truly false. The real map is this. So Croatia owns all the places that are disputed by Serbia, and the Liberland claims Siga. And Serbia's all this yellow stuff. Liberland looks a bit too small from here, so let's get a closer look. So this is the map of Liberland. On one side Croatia, and on the other side Serbia. So that's Liberland. Next micronation. Micronation number 4, Asgardia. The name is Asgardia. The official name is the Space Kingdom of Asgardia. The website is asgardia.space/en/. The head of the nation is Igor Ashobeli. The chairman of parliament is Lembit Opik. The prime minister is Lena Devine. And the Supreme Justice is Jawolu Yun. So that's Asgardia. The next micronation is Whangamomona. So the name is obviously Whangamomona. The official name is the Republic of Whangamomona. And the president is unknown. Now I'm going to show you Direk Adam Thomas's video Whangamomona, Pet Presidents, which talks about the history of this independent micronation, Whangamomona.
New Zealand is known for many things, including the Lord of the Rings films and an alleged affinity for sheep. But chief among the things New Zealand is known for is rugby. On the North Island of New Zealand, just a 2-hour drive from Mount Doom, sits the hamlet of Whangamomona. In 1989, Whangamomona was within the region of Taranaki and proudly supported their regional rugby team, the Taranaki Bulls, while vehemently despising their regional neighbors, Manawatu. However, a seismic change would hit the area when the New Zealand government redrew the regional borders, moving Whangamomona from the Taranaki region into the Manawatu-Wanganui region. Whangamomonians were not happy. They were not, and could never be, manwangers. So on November 1st, a meeting was called at a local hotel, and the townspeople declared themselves the Republic of Whangamomona, separating themselves not only from Manawatu-Wanganui, but the entire country of New Zealand. This day would go down as the first of many Republic Days in the new nation of Whangamomona. Any respectable micronation needs a president, so the people elected Ian Jestrup, despite the fact that he wasn't even aware of his presence on the ballot. Whangamomonians would continue using Republic Day as their election day, holding one every other summer. Word of this quirky nation began to spread throughout the North Island, and crowds of people began arriving in Whangamomona for the Republic Day festivities. President Jestrup capitalized on this by using the Republic Days as a fundraiser for the town's school. Jestrup served 5 terms as president, and then things got weird. The election of 1999 featured 2 contenders, Peter Ray and Billy Gumboot. Billy went on to win in a landslide, but whispers of election fraud began to rise, with rumors that Billy had skewed the results by eating all of the ballots. Oh yeah, did I mention that Billy Gumboot was a goat? Election fraud or not, a goat named Billy would serve as Wangamona's president for 18 months until his tragic and controversial death. Some conspiracy theorists believe that his death was the result of eating poisoned grass, but no evidence of this exists. On Republic Day 2001, Whangamomonians elected their 3rd president, Ty the Poodle. Tragedy again struck the presidency when Ty was attacked by a mastiff in what many in the area referred to as an assassination attempt. Ty would survive the attack, but was left mentally unfit to serve as a result, leaving his owners to see out his term. The 2005 election was a contentious one that saw 3 contenders, including the first president of Whangamomona, Ian Jestrup. The rest of the field included a crossdresser named Miriam and Myrtle the Turtle Kinnard. Miriam's cross-dressing did not play well with the conservative electorate, and Ian Jestrup was far too establishment, allowing the populist candidate, Myrtle the Turtle, to emerge as the winner. And, oh yeah, Myrtle the Turtle was actually a human. The popular garage owner would go on to be re-elected in 2007, 2009, 2011, and 2013. The Turtle, as he was affectionately referred to by Whangamomonians, became ill in his final terms, and on October 25th, 2015, passed away at New Plymouth Hospice. Days before his death, the beloved president was honored with a knighthood from the Republic of Whangamomona, the first and only in its short history. A few months later, Republic Day arrived, and Whangamomona elected their first female and third human president, local pub owner Vicky Pratt. On January 21st, 2017, visitors descended on the tiny Republic of Whangamomona for Republic Day, where they bought the required $3 passport at the border to become an honorary citizen of the Micronation. The incumbent Vicky Pratt sought her second term. A local rugby coach threw his hat in the ring. A man named Grandad John Hurley was nominated by his grandchildren, and a frequenter of the local pub, Ted, the cat, rounded out the ballot. The crowd proved too intimidating for Ted, who kept to himself most of the day, which helped pave the way for Grandad John's surprising victory and rise to president of Whangamomona. In 2 years, the little New Zealand Republic will reset and hold another election, which, who knows, could be won by someone watching this video, or maybe even one of their pets.
The video is in the top right corner. Hope you enjoyed this video about Micronations. Please like and subscribe. Bye!